14:20 in the morning for this Friday, January the 13th, 2023. Thank you for making us a part of your morning. We're here 6 days a week for your listening pleasure. Something for you guys to banter about the water cooler throughout the day. Anyways, today's show is brought to you by Collectible Exchange and collectibleexchange.com. Use promo code 1420 or 1420CX at collectibleexchange.com and get yourself 10% off your sports memorabilia or collectibles for your man cave or your woman cave or whatever it may be. Anyways, it was announced yesterday that AAA Baseball, Major League Baseball told AAA Baseball that they're going to be using the automated strike zone this upcoming season. They're going to be using it in two separate ways. One way, they're going to have the entire game will be called using the automated strike zone. The umpire behind home plate will have a headset on or an earpiece or whatever it may be. They'll tell him what the pitch is. He'll make the call. He'll do all his fancy stuff back there, Leslie Nielsen naked gun style back there making the calls, and then they'll do it one way that way. The other way they're going to do it is a tennis style where a batter can challenge a call or a catcher can challenge a call. I haven't done a ton of research on how many challenges there will be throughout the game, but they're going to use the tennis style technology, which I find amazing how they can get those calls overturned so quickly in tennis. The amount of cameras and everything else that must be used to get those calls the way they are, it's unbelievable to me. And how it's going to cross over to baseball, I'm not exactly sure, but we'll talk about that in a second. I think it's going to be a good thing for baseball. I'm a bit torn. I like the second way of doing things a little bit more than the first way. I like the challenge system a little bit more because it's an imperfect system. The automated strike zone. If you watched any minor league baseball or followed it on Twitter or whatever it may be, that the automated strike zone was not perfect. There was a lot of times where the umpire's like, "Dude, I'm just doing what they tell me. They told me it was a strike in my earpiece. I got to make the call. I got to do this. I got to do that." And so that was an imperfect system. I like that this what that's out there, that not every pitch is being decided by a robot. I like baseball in the fact that it's an imperfect system. It's an imperfect game. And that's what kind of makes it perfect. I like that there is the human element in baseball a lot more than the other sports, and errors happen, wild pitches happen, bad pitches happen that end up going over the fence because it was out of the strike zone or was in the strike zone that the pitcher didn't like it. I like the game the way it is now. I'm a bit torn with the whole automated strike zone. I'm really I've always been torn with the challenge calls on the bases and the like. The thing about baseball that makes it great that way is that on a Tuesday afternoon when you have the Kansas City Royals playing the Aaron from Brutally Honest Sports, Baltimore Orioles, and a game that doesn't mean a whole bunch. You have maybe a call that goes the wrong way for one team or a pitch that goes the wrong way, and that can be a discussion afterwards saying, geez, that pitch really turned the game around, because it could have been a 3-2 pitch and all of a sudden, or 2-2 pitch, and all of a sudden it's a 3-1 pitch, and that changed the way a pitcher's outcome goes and the way he attacks that next batter. So that's the one thing I really like about baseball, is that one pitch can set up the next, and it's an imperfect system. In general, these umpires are really, really, really good. Like you have the Alfonso Marquez's of the world, and you have the Angel Hernandez of the world, obviously that aren't the best, but they're still really, really good. I mean, we don't have the Eric Gregg situation back. It was in ነበty-7 playoffs with the Florida Marlins, where he made himself a name, and Livan Hernandez a name back then, but he was calling pitches in the other batters box strikes, and it was blatantly obvious the calls were wrong. But that was a bad one. Obviously, we don't have guys in baseball like that anymore, because baseball does have, for every game, there is pitch tracker that they do get graded on. They do go downstairs or afterwards or whatever it is, and they do find out that the pitches and what their percentage is, and they get graded, and they get told, okay, you were good on this, bad on that, and it's a learning tool. Actually, the other day when I had Blaise LeVay on the Hey Blue Umpire podcast, he was talking about that before we came on the air, where the pitch tracker that they had in the West Coast League, it was a good learning tool. He didn't think much of it during the game. He wasn't too concerned about it during the game. So you go out there and you call balls and strikes to the best of your ability, but it was a good learning tool after the game. Say, okay, you can work on this, you can work on that. You're missing this pitch, you're missing that pitch, and I think that's that part of the technology is good for baseball. But having that on a full-time basis where the pitch is always called right. I mean, there's it's not very often where a game is called decided because of a pitch. That's like, I watch hundreds of baseball games a year. I'm part of the game a lot. It's not very often where a single pitch can change the outcome of a game. Yes, it does happen. The Kyle Schwarber situation with the Phillies in the 19, I can't remember who they were playing. He was really upset. There was a strike three call to end the game that could have changed the game. There was guys on base and the like. So it does make a difference. There's no doubt about that. That's the one thing I like about baseball. Not the one thing. I like a lot of things about baseball. But the thing that makes it perfect is the mistakes that happen. This technology, I don't know how good it is. It's obviously going to be very good because there's millions of dollars on the line every night because of championship implications and the like. Do I like replay? No. I like the impracticalities of the game, like I said. But the problem you got is that when you get to, say, if the Yankees were in the World Series and there was a bases loaded situation and a pitch that's 6 inches off the plate gets called a strike, I'm sure I would be pretty upset because the umpire wanted to go across to stands or to Billy's or wherever to have a good time. But I don't know how much I like it by them having on a daily basis. I get it. You want the calls to be right and you want the system to be perfect, but that's just not the way it is. And getting the calls right it's hard. But like I said, these guys aren't bad umpires. They're not bad. Like in general, they're really, 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 really good. There's guys who don't get any. There was one guy, he had 100% call rate. I can't remember his name earlier on, or it was last season. But then you had the guy that umpired the won Jay's game, and he was about 68%. He had a rough night. So I don't know. I'm against it in a certain way because I'm a baseball purist and I like things to be the way they are. And old man, get off my lawn and everything else. But I guess you can look back and how things have changed over the years. We used to ride horses to work and the like, right? So now we take cars and we get there quicker. So things do change. Will it be a perfect system the first year? Probably not. But I'm glad that they're trying it in AAA first and making sure, because these guys in AAA are obviously very good too, and they're making sure to get all the bugs out because it's coming to Major League Baseball no matter what. The fans are clamoring for it. The networks are clamoring for it. And I don't know what the deal is there, because if you don't like baseball, you don't like baseball. I don't know how many more fans they're going to get by changing this. I don't know how many fans they're going to lose by changing this. I mean, I'll still watch no matter what. And I don't know what the end result is and why they're deciding to change it. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm the one who watches baseball on a daily basis. I'm the one who spends money on the MLB.com, the MLB app, and the like, and buys tickets and buys the memorabilia. So I don't know who's asking for this change. Is it the players? Is it the Players Association? Is it Major League? Is it the owners? Is it the networks? I don't know who's asking for this change to go to automated umpires. We've been doing it this way for 1,000 years, so I think we should keep it this way for 1,000 more, because it's going to be a shock to the system. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the instant replay. I think like the calls on the bases, they take way too long. They have to fix that technology a lot quicker. I think that they need to have a guy upstairs completely that's just can make a call, because we can sit here at 1420 World Headquarters down the Yankee Tavern North, and we can make these calls a lot quicker than they got the guys in the headsets trying to get them right and wrong. I don't know why that technology is so slow and everything else. And I hope this technology that they use in baseball for the automated strike zone is like tennis, because like I said, that the way they can get those calls changed in a tennis match at Flushing in the U.S. Open in Queens there, how they can get that technology to work so quick and how fast those calls get overturned. It's amazing to me. Hopefully baseball can get that. How they're going to get the ups and downs and lefts and rights of a pitch exactly right, or it's going to be a mystery to me. But technology is much more than the Atari that I started with back in 1980 playing Frogger or whatever it was back in the homeland in Fort McLeod, my parents' basement on 22nd Street. So I'm sure that they'll get it figured out, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just going to be a bit of a shock to the system the first year or so. Another thing, I don't like it because it takes away from the competitive spirit of the game. Okay, there it is. I said it. It takes away from the arguments that happen. I'm an umpire hugger. I do some baseball, obviously, and I don't like how it takes away from the the arguments of the game, the Billy Martins of the game. Some of the greatest rants in baseball over the last few years have been the Aaron Boone ones. And yes, I'm a Yankee guy, but a lot of people like the Aaron Boone, that this is a ball, this is a strike, Savages in the box, the whole bit. Even if you're not a Yankee guy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't like how the robot umpires and the instant replays are taking away from that competitive spirit of the game, from the arguments of the game. I'm not saying go yell at your local umpire. I'm not saying that at all. But in the big leagues, I miss those days where there were the Lou Pinellas of the day yelling at umpires and getting in arguments, and umpires yelling back, and the umpires yelling right back. They were giving the coaches the beans there too. So I do miss that part of the game. I'm not saying go out and yell at your local umpire, like I said, in Little League Baseball, but I do think that getting rid of that competitive spirit and that argumentative and the human error of the game is taking away from a spirit of the game, and that's actually probably driving more people away from the game, because you get a blandness in baseball where the umpire says the robot said so, they said this, like, I can't change that. And it's, and I'm going to swear this early in the morning, but the thing, one good thing about baseball is me and Todd Hubka talked about it at the PBA last year, the CCBC championships. He'd think I miss a pitch, I'd say fuck you, he'd tell me fuck you, and then that'd be it, right? So you kind of get you miss that part of the game. And I'm not saying go yell at your local umpire, like I said, but the competitive spirit of the game is being taken away from technology. Do I want the calls right? Yes. Would I be upset if the Yankees got screwed because of a bad call that could have been overturned with technology? Yes. But that's part of the game. That's what, at the end of the day, it's a game. Yes, it is a business first and foremost, but it is a game, and I would miss that part of the whole ordeal. Anyways, that's my rant for the day, as I have one Monday through Saturday here at 14:20 in the morning, brought to you by collectibleexchange.com.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.